And welcome back to White Claw Wednesday. This is episode number 81, and we have the White Claw Surges here.
Surges, baby. And we've got our lounge chairs that are
squeaky
but
comfy.
I mean, I'm feeling real cozy right now.
Oh, yeah, this is nice. And these cans are, let's see, they're 16 full ounces and 8% alcohol dash volume.
I got the blood orange. Frank has the cranberry.
You know, it wasn't a good day to cut the nails because I'm having a hard time grabbing this. There we go.
Do you still bite your nails? I do.
No. Actually, I quit.
Oh, wow, dude.
I kicked the habit a few years ago. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh. Whoa.
Wow.
Do you think you can taste the alcohol more?
Yeah, the 8% hits harder.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
what are you thinking over there?
What I'm thinking is, I get cranberry at first, instant, right away, cranberry, and then followed up by, I'm drinking alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Man, I can't pinpoint it, but it tastes. I can't think of what it tastes like, but it tastes like something I've drank before. Are you
getting blood orange right away?
I am. Yeah, okay. I'm getting a good blood orange taste.
Yeah, because I'm getting a good cranberry taste right away, but then there's more. There's always more aftertaste with any sip, right? Because when it first hits your lips, you get the taste, and then you're swallowing, and then there's all that aftertaste, and it's.
I'm almost getting like a vodka mixed drink aftertaste.
Yes.
I don't feel like my breath smells like alcohol when I'm drinking White Claws, but this one I know it does.
Yes.
You know, if you were in front of me, you could definitely tell I've been drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to switch? I want to try yours.
Yeah, I do. Okay, switcheroo.
All right, we're both vaccinated. Sorry, people.
There we go.
And we're with each other every week.
Oh, this one's better.
I like this one better. Hold up.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I like this one better.
Wow, really?
You want to just keep it, or do you want to switch back?
I mean,
I really don't care. So if you want this
one, I really don't care either, because I kind of, fuck it, let's just keep it like this. I mean, if you like that one better, legitimately, because I like this one better.
I like it better. It's so funny because before we were recording, I was like, hey, Frank, which one do you want? And he's like, oh, you pick. And I was like, I want to try the blood orange. And he's like, I'm glad you said that because I want to try the cranberry. Yeah, dude.
Oh, wow.
Gotta say, I'm not as hyped as I thought I would have been about these.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because there's more percentage, but it's not.
Or maybe it's because we're not in a situation where we're about to party hard, you know?
That's true.
Like if we had a bunch of these and we knew where we were headed, if the night was headed to Crazy Town, then I mean
that's a good point.
I think I would like this a lot better.
Because I've never felt more relaxed for a podcast in this chair right now.
Exactly.
Like that, I'm feeling super relaxed.
Yeah, I mean, oh man. Whew. I'm thinking of some of our greatest episodes. If we had this relaxation set up, how much better they would have been, or how much longer they could have gone on. You know.
What was your favorite episode? I don't know if we've ever talked about it. I mean, we've had some great episodes, just me and you, and then we've also had. I mean, literally all our guest episodes they're
always fun.
They're always great. They're always a good time.
But I gotta say, my favorite episode is definitely the 2-parter we did in Hawaii.
Me too.
It was so much fun.
It was too much fun, I think.
It was too much fun.
It was a good time.
It was a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah, that was Sam O'Neill part 2. Part 1
and 2.
Part 1 was fun.
I enjoyed both because, they were back to back,
Yeah, part 2 really went off the rails.
Part 2 went way off the rails. Yeah.
And you know what I was thinking today? Jacob Martinez is our only virtual guest.
Only virtual guest, that's true. Yeah.
Kind of cool. Little White Claw Wednesday trivia for you all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and we're also going to get him back on soon. We've been chatting about it, but nothing's come to fruition.
Next time in person.
In person.
Oh, and also, I talked to one of Jacob's friends, and he's working on becoming a bounty hunter. And
what the hell does that mean, dude?
It means he's actually like
a repo guy,
like a bounty hunter. Like bounty hunters are real.
What are you even saying right
Ryan,
now?
Don't question what I'm telling you
right now. Is he some weird This is what I think when
all
you say
I know
hunter.
is he said he's down to be on the podcast, and I said I am down to have you on and talk about bounty hunting shit.
Okay, this is what I imagine when I hear bounty hunter. I imagine some weird niche Reddit forum where hardcore World of Warcraft players spend money on killing other players.
No, it's definitely legit. Like, he had a vest in his trunk and stuff, and like,
I don't understand what that means.
It means, Ryan. Here's the thing. I don't necessarily.
money.
Here's the thing. I don't necessarily understand what it means either. Okay, I don't either. But that's why I think it'd be fun to have him on.
We gotta get him on.
Like because he's close to like becoming an official bounty hunter. And when I say bounty hunter, obviously I don't mean like Boba Fett, flying around shooting
Frank,
people
did you
in
not
the galaxy.
Ask these questions.
No, I didn't ask these questions because I'm not gonna waste time asking questions when we have questions to ask him when he comes on the show in the future.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And also because we were hauling cube, as Dwight and Jim would say, and
hauling cube, hauling rectangles.
We
all that
were,
stuff.
we were doing a serious move, like moving stuff from one point A to point B. So like, there wasn't necessarily time to go deep under the surface. But all I know is, he's down to chat about his interesting career choice. And by interesting, I mean a badass, dude.
Yeah.
And by badass, I mean, I also told him that that's what we like to do is like just discuss with our guests, what they do.
Career paths, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
what they're up to,
Yeah, what do you spend most of your day doing? Absolutely, dude. Yeah, that sounds sick. I am surprised you didn't dig deeper, but I'm almost thankful that you didn't, so we can dig deeper on here.
And also, I figured,
so he called himself a bounty hunter, or is that just what you kind of remember?
Well, no, that's what he said. He was doing the, the steps, taking the steps to becoming a bounty hunter. Like he was close to, he was like on the last test or last something. Like I said, not good on details. I'm never good. This is
what I'm imagining.
I'm never good on details.
Yes, you are.
I'm always, details like that have to do with like specifically me. I'm very selfish. My details are very ego oriented. I can recall.
Actually, that's true.
It's true, right? Because most of the things I can recall really well, I have to do with them in some way. I'm either there or I'm like the main idea.
Like any memory you've ever had.
Any memory I have. Exactly. I'm good with memories. I'm not good at like taking others' informations and then like remembering it. It sounds really bad, but it's true. But
I sound like a weirdo now.
But it's like, I didn't, like I said, hauling cube, man. Busy hauling cube.
I respect that. You're in like the flow state when you're moving stuff,
Mm-hmm.
You've got this big trailer.
Yeah.
And
we were going up to we were going up to the third floor. It was third floor move.
Is he a condo or apartment?
Apartment with elevator ixnay. No elevator.
Really?
Wait, maybe there was an elevator. We just weren't taking it. There was definitely an elevator. There was an elevator.
Maybe there's some weird ADA I think non-compliant apartment.
There might have been an elevator, but I think we might have just said fudge the elevator because that just adds more doors to deal with. Like more spaces to get through.
Maybe.
I don't know. I thought we did fine with what, and it was an incredible workout. It was a really, really good workout.
Yeah. Something great about being physical like that. So did you move things into the?
Yeah, it was actually Jacob, our digital guest, our one and only digital guest that I was
that's
helping
why you
move.
brought it up.
Yeah. But dude, he had these 50-pound dumbbells that I carried up the stairs, one in each hand. That was. I
bet you felt like freaking Terminator.
I felt really cool. It's Sam told me it's the farmer carry.
Yes, that is what it's called. It's the forearm carry.
It was definitely the peak of my exercise.
That's like a super farmer carry though, because usually farmer carries are just, hey, you go there and back.
Yeah, I was doing
stairs.
Yeah, 3 stairs.
You were going up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude. So that's even like a leg workout too. Awesome, man. Have you been keeping up with the Olympics?
Just that Team USA basketball lost their first game. Simone, I can't think of her last name. Yeah, Simone Biles. Oh. She dropped out of some group event, and she's still competing individually.
Yeah.
And this 17-year-old from Alaska, first ever Alaskan to win a gold medal for the United States.
In what?
She won in breaststroke. I saw it on the TV last night.
I didn't see that.
It was on late last night. Nice. I gotta say, I'm very confused with the way they're doing these broadcasts on like American channels. Because it's
I feel like this wasn't advertised well.
I don't know when it's live, and I don't know when it's like
reruns.
Like reruns. I'm hearing things about events that aren't going to be shown on TV till like tonight. Like this morning on a sports show I'm listening to, I'm hearing about the results of gymnastics before it's actually aired on TV tonight on prime time. So I'm just sitting here thinking like, Japan is so different. Like it's like
the time zone's like the exact opposite, right?
Yeah, it's basically exactly the exact opposite. So I don't see why you couldn't just have all the events happening. You just broadcast them live in America the time they're happening, and then that way you would just naturally have things happening in times when a lot of people are watching TV, right? If there's such a difference in time zones, won't there be cool events happening in primetime television too over here?
I would assume that there has to be some overlap.
Like let me look
up the time.
Yeah, let me look up the time in Japan.
Because I think when it's like
I've already done this
daytime,
4 times during the
when
Olympics.
it's like prime daytime here, it's like prime nighttime in China.
Yeah.
So I imagine that it's really bad timing.
Okay, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. It's 9:50. It's 9:53 a.m. on Wednesday, July 28th. So it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow, almost 10 a.m.
God, that's kind of crazy.
So, but this is what I'm saying.
It's
like,
tomorrow.
Why can't you have a major gymnastics event, a major golf event, basketball, whatever sport it is? Why can't you have a major event occur at, well, let's say if it's 10 right now and it's almost 6 here, you could have the major event occur at 12 p.m. in Japan. And then if they did that, it would be 8 p.m. here.
Yeah.
Which would be a pretty good time. And also, heck, even right now, 10 a.m. in Japan would be a good time to start some big profile, high-named athletes.
Yeah, I know.
At 10 a.m. in Japan, so that way we're watching it at 6 p.m. here.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I really felt like, I don't know if it was the pandemic or if it's the fact that it's in Japan, but I don't feel like
it's not that big. It doesn't have the same hype that every other Olympics has had.
I don't feel as involved in it, and especially Summer Olympics.
It feels like a
Winter Olympics. God,
nice, dude.
Shout out to Shaun White. That's like literally the only Winter Olympic athlete I follow.
Yeah, and you know what? Shout out to, I actually own the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. I don't own the Summer Games video game, but I own the winter
You're
one.
missing out, man.
Is the summer one? I heard the summer one was better.
Olympic Games is fire.
Yeah, I got the winter. Man, I always came in late on things like that and just got the bad version.
I think. Oh man, I forget what events are in the lineup. I think you get like random. You do like a tour, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that game was set up so nice. You'd have like your buddies come over or whatever, and everybody picks a character, and you go through like quote unquote the Olympic Games, and it's almost like you're doing like a decathlon. Imagine.
Yeah, like you're
doing
Bruce Jenner.
Okay, great. Yeah. So you do like multiple events, but like with the same character.
Yeah.
In my case, it was Knuckles.
Dude, Knuckles. I'm a big fan of Knuckles.
Character.
I love his design, dude.
He was so well-rounded that my pure skill would just outbeat any mistake that the better player had.
Yeah. So it sounds like Knuckles was possibly the best character on the game.
I think so.
Okay, yeah.
I think so.
Usually with a game like that, there's one character that's better than everybody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's always bad balancing. You know? And especially with a game like that, it's not like Call of Duty where something's super overpowered and there's competitive and they need to quote unquote nerf a gun.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you get that game and it's like whatever. You know, we're not updating any of these players or these characters. You just get what you get.
Yeah,
you know?
this is that's the
we're
thing,
not going to nerf Knuckles. Like that sounds so. You know,
that's what I kind of miss about video games is that they went to a place of always updating. And always connected to the internet, and always
Fortnite
like
still in beta. That's what makes me mad.
Well,
honestly,
yeah. I mean, that's a good example.
That's
a good example. But also another great example is the fact that the most recent Pokemon game, Sword and Shield, for the Switch, has expansions that you have to pay for, and an expansion is just like more game, like more story, and more Pokemon to catch. Yeah, expansion pack, DLC, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's just like that to me is a sign that gaming.
That's not a typical Pokemon thing either.
That's what I'm saying. Like, remember when Pokemon was, you just bought the cartridge and you did a run on it, and then like you beat it, and you're like, I'm gonna restart because like I already like freaking crushed all my Pokemon.
And then you know the little kinks,
and
you
know the kinks. Yeah, and you run back
really
through it, and you do like a speed run or whatever, and like it's just that one cartridge, and the game's always the same, and there's the hidden things, and everything's. I just it's funny to me that it's now become like they release something and they just constantly change it.
Yeah, I mean it's the way that a lot of businesses are moving too. The subscription based, man.
Yeah,
it's like I'm a homeowner now.
Shouts out.
I know, so I gotta
White Claw. Cheers to that.
Cheers up, brother. These are pretty good.
Yeah, they're growing on me.
They're growing on me, but at the same time, I think I'd just go classic. Like 90% of the time.
Now, if you could get a 12-pack of these, then you'd be like, okay, it's a party.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's a party because
it's just not a place where I'm getting one of these. You know.
Yeah, and also it's like if you're looking to party,
right?
Why are you gonna like walk up to the cash register, gripping onto 8 of these as they're all like loosely, not in a box, and you're like spilling everything.
Yeah, I'd love to see the sales statistics on this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, so I'm a homeowner now, and I got to think about safety and stuff like that. So I got the Ring doorbell.
Good choice.
Amazon Prime Day, it was like $120 for
and
you
were thinking you were thinking ahead.
I was thinking ahead.
Yeah, okay.
Because you get the Ring doorbell, and then you get I forget what the package was, but I got like 5 gigabytes of like video storage or something with that.
Nice.
So basically, I can keep a certain amount of days of video storage in the cloud for me at all times.
Good stuff.
And it also came with a little Echo Show, so you can see who's at the front door. Anyways,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
you can get the app on your phone and always like check it. Yeah. Oh,
it's a sweet deal.
It's like everybody's Tony Stark now in a way. Everybody's got a little bit of that tech.
Yeah. So I was, but then I was doing a little more research on Ring and stuff like that, and it's like if you want to save more than like 5 gigabytes of data, it's not like you can just purchase it like I did for Amazon Prime Day.
Yeah.
You have to subscribe. You have to subscribe.
Make an account, log in.
Yeah, I mean, I think you still need an account, but like put your credit card information, right? And then you have to subscribe, and you have to, keep paying, or else they're gonna take that away. And it's just like, whoa, man.
Like that's another
this
thing.
This is a security
sucks.
system,
Yeah. Yeah, I like. Why is this something that needs to continually be, like why can't I just buy this once and it serves its purpose when I buy it?
It's just the new model. It is crazy, man. It really is.
It goes
about
along.
Credit.
Yeah,
credit came like 20 years ago, whatever.
Yep.
I don't know, something like that. Maybe 30 or 40.
Yeah.
Now it's like subscription.
Yeah.
Everything's subscription,
and everything needs a login.
That's the worst, isn't it?
Like it's like you can't. Oh man.
I'm trying to create this like floor plan for how we want our kitchen to be.
Yeah.
And I'm like going online, and I'm like free online, 3D model or floor plan creator or whatever. And literally every single one of them's like, enter your email and sign up. Enter your email and sign up. I'm like, can't you just throw an ad at me or something?
Exactly. Yeah.
Back in the day, ads were super annoying, but now I kind of wish just ads were standard. You click through like 2 of them, and then boom, you get the service.
Yep.
That's even better. Companies have figured it out though, man.
Yeah,
they figured out how to get the money.
Yep.
Send you emails and stuff.
Yep. Also, listen to what you're saying.
Yeah, that's true. I have signed up for so many of those weird. I wouldn't even say they're weird. They're useful tools.
Yeah.
But you just have to enter an email.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm debating on creating another email, just for like professional things.
Yeah. Okay.
Like my actual Gmail that I send to people. I don't know, freaking YouTube, stuff like that.
I'm in too deep on that. Like my email that I am using for business purposes.
Yeah.
Is, it's perfect because it's just my name, my first and last name, franklinracobs@gmail.com.
That's a good.
It's money.
Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna lie to you. I do have a few,
spam stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call them spam because I have used the website. That's I've actually used it to like
do stuff
and like I'm happy with my my time spent on it, what it's done for me. I'm like, okay. So really it's like, it's just, it kind of feels good. I kind of like having the spam ones in there in my, because then like there's stuff to do, like because I don't like to have my badge on my email like build up. I don't like it to like hit 1,000 like some people's do.
Do you want to get stressed out right now?
I don't need to look at yours.
Hand me my phone.
Okay, I'll look at yours. But
by the way, new phone case. Check that out.
Yeah, dude, it's like it's a wallet too, and I love the.
It is a wallet.
I love the brown border around the around the phone. It matches with the leather. Very nice.
Kind of nice.
So yeah, I like to have my email. I don't like to have badges on my apps. I like to have my notifications cleared. I'm big on that. And it's kind of like how I like to make my bed every morning. It's like cleanliness,
I get that.
So having those emails that aren't business and that I know I can just immediately delete kind of makes the whole process of clearing out my badges feel quicker in a way,
Yeah,
because I'm just swiping away.
And you feel organized,
and I feel organized, but I'm just like,
yeah.
I don't need that. Don't need that.
Yeah. Check this out.
Okay, here we go.
I've had that badge icon.
Dude, can I guess the number?
I will let you, but let me give a little backstory. I've had that badge icon on there since basically I downloaded the app probably.
Yeah, since you logged into your mail on the mail app. Yeah.
I don't even think about it anymore. Like, I don't even visualize it. I just click the app, and I had no idea I was at this number. The last time I did it, 3 times as low. Okay, last time I checked it was 3 times as low. All right?
Okay.
Where do you think I'm at?
Okay, here we go. I'm going to go.
I mean, it's bad, dude.
It's bad. Okay. I'm okay.
I didn't know it was this bad.
Now,
I'm just going to hand this to a man and be like, can you delete all these unnecessary ones?
Okay, I don't need another hand. I'm going to just shoot for it.
Go ahead.
I have a good feeling on this. Okay. I am going to go 2,087.
Not even close, bro.
Shit. Okay.
Bad, bro.
So
bad.
It's higher than that.
It's higher.
Okay. Now let me give everybody why I went with 2,000, because for some reason when I think of a bad badge on an email app, because usually on iPhones, the general app that has a ridiculous badge number on it is the email app. So for some reason when I think of one that's ridiculous, my brain immediately goes to like 1,800. I don't know why. So when you were like, "Oh, it's bad," I just jumped up to 2,000. But it's worse than that.
Personally,
so my next guess,
I agree with you that 2,000 is bad.
Yeah. So my next guess is gonna be 4,755.
47.
So 4,755.
Nope.
Is it higher?
It's way higher.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna go with 15,672.
Okay. My current badge is at 15,032.
Oh, nice.
15,000. Just look at that, dude.
Oh my God, dude. Holy shit.
Last time I checked it, it was maybe at 4,000 or 5,000.
See,
maybe.
At this point, Ryan, you gotta let it keep going. And I'll tell you why.
I want to get to the 100K.
Because we want to test the way badges work and the way they display certain numbers. Because imagine, like, what I'm looking at right now, everybody, is that
it's almost capped.
Exactly. The 15,000 has almost covered the entire top of the app image. So I'm imagining if Ryan kept it going, would it just expand over? I doubt that. It would probably like shorten to like 10K or something.
Maybe
why
the text gets smaller.
Exactly. Maybe the text gets smaller. Maybe they start using letters. I don't know. Or decimals. I don't know. But I think you should let it keep running because we gotta.
I think you're right.
We gotta just see what the iOS does with a big number of badges.
It's almost like, when you see maybe like 2 or 3K on the badge icon, you're like, wow, that's super disorganized. Now it's almost impressive. Like, I'm actually kind of impressed in myself that I've just managed to not open that many emails.
And you have it in...
Just think about that. I haven't opened 15,000 emails that have been sent to me. Like, man, I have a problem, dude.
See, you let the problem get too crazy because I do remember a day where I was like, okay, I'm tired of this email giant number notification. I am going through this right now. Yep. And I think when I made that decision, I was probably 500 or so. So
look at what they do here. They just do 99 plus. So maybe they'll do 99,999 plus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I feel like I got to test it.
Yeah, dude, you're right because you're already at the 5 digits and it's already almost covered the app. So they'll probably do 99999 plus.
But that's just like 6 digits.
5 nines.
Think of it that way.
5 nines and plus. That's 6 digits.
What are they gonna do, man?
Dude, I'm really excited to see it, and you're really on your way, man. You're on your way, and
I'm just gonna start signing up for everything.
Yeah, and damn, dude. Well, that's not a good idea. I don't even think you need
kidding,
it.
I'm kidding.
I know you're kidding, but like,
in maybe 3 or 4 more years, I think it would.
I think you'll be good in terms of pacing, and I have a hard time believing that there's many people out there that are as high of a number as you are on a notification.
I gotta say.
Maybe I'm wrong, but there's a lot of people out there.
I've never seen anyone with that before. I've seen some thousands, you know.
Yeah,
and last time I had 2,000,
Mm-hmm.
Amanda was like, "I'm going through and I'm deleting things," and I was like, "Okay, go for it. Just run things by me if it looks a little important." Anyways, man. So back to the Olympics thing. I don't know. I don't feel like it's been the same. I don't know. I feel not involved, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
You know? Like, this feels so strange to me. Usually I'm like, I don't know. Usually I'll plan for some events, and I'll be like, oh, I want to watch this one. It's at this time. Like, I'm going to watch it. But now I'm all just YouTube highlights, man. Also, on another note, I'm putting in some major hours on the beach volleyball highlights. So
okay,
I'm ready to go the next time we run it back.
Dude, I
think I got it down.
Okay, I like the sound of that because Sam and we were playing yesterday and we were rallying like crazy. You know, we were going 1-on-1 on the net, and we were just bump, 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 bump. We had this rhythm going, and there were some rallies where we were going for, I don't know, it felt like 5 minutes. Like, I know that sounds pretty, but we were going.
It's really hard, people. Like, it's really hard.
And Scott is, he's lacking. And he's lacking because
Scott thinks he's cool.
Exactly. He refuses to listen to advice on how to be better, and he also refuses to accept the fact that he isn't as good as he thinks he is, so it's holding him back, And I talk shit on him on here because I know, he's not going to listen. And worst thing he does, even if he does listen, is he just, smacks me in the head, and that's fine. I'll just block it.
Well, a little backstory. I really never played beach volleyball. Like,
before when we did the 2-on-2.
Exactly. Yeah. So then I hung out with these guys maybe like 2 weeks ago or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was me and Frank. Now, Frank's actually really good. But basically, me and Frank were able to take Scott and Sam down pretty easily, I would say.
Yeah, we were.
Even with my no experience.
Yeah, I mean, we went for, because, volleyball, the beach volleyball is three sets in a match. So you play 3 games, and we did the 3-game thing, and Ryan and I won the first game, and then we won the 3rd game, and so we won the series, and it was good. And honestly, next time I think, whoever has Scott is gonna lose. Because I assume we'll change up. We'll probably change up the teams, but
I'm down to keep it running.
I am down to keep it running too, because I don't want to be on Scott's team, and I know that
I need to up my jump game.
Yeah,
that's what I need, because I don't think I can spike. True. I don't think I can spike it at this point.
And yeah, I because I was playing up at the net, so yeah. The spiking. Here's the thing about the spiking is it's definitely I think the last thing you get good at from an amateur, just play for fun standpoint.
Yeah.
Know nothing what I'm talking about. I'm just saying you're burning up right now.
I'm so hot right now. Are you feeling that too,
dude? I am cool as a cucumber.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. I feel so cool right now.
Wow,
you're hot.
Like, I'm about to start dripping.
Just dripping sweat.
It's fine though. Let's just keep it going.
I know,
man. Mate, what is wrong with me? You're cool as a rock,
dude. As a cucumber, I said cooler than a rock. A cucumber. A cucumber is like what, like 90% water.
It's got to be up there, man. It's like celery.
Think about it. It's got like no flavor. It just tastes like the texture with water.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. You know what's really good is when you hint water with fruits and vegetables.
Yes,
cucumber water.
Cucumber water is very refreshing.
Wow, you've seen the other guys, right? Where he goes in.
Yeah.
They keep getting shoot, I forget what they call it, but
they keep getting advice from a lawyer, right? They keep
No. It's the evil villain who
He's played by Steve Coogan.
He's I shouldn't say he's a villain. He's just a guy who's trying to launder money through the police department.
He's sort of the the case of the movie, like the police case of the movie is about him.
Yeah, because I don't know, somehow he lost money and now he's trying to steal money
and
from
he's got like a
the
really
police pension.
fancy rich businessman.
Yeah, he's up there. He's
like
this fake famous person.
Yeah.
And anytime these guys come in to like confront him about it, he asks his assistant to like bring in flavored water and he like butters them up.
I think it is cute. Oh yeah, he keeps buttering them up. Like it starts with the water and then it's like Knicks tickets. Yeah. It keeps going. Yeah. No.
Mark Wahlberg's trying to be angry and then Will Ferrell's sitting there like, what is this? Like the accent of the cucumber in the water. He's like, this is just amazing.
Oh yeah, that's a funny movie.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was on Netflix recently. Oh my god, I must have watched it 3 or 4 times. So good, so good.
Yeah, that's one of those movies that kind of comes and goes on Netflix because they know how much everybody likes it, so they just like take it off, put it on, take it off.
Yep. So, do you want to talk about it?
Oh, I mean, we might as well, because let's do it. How the fuck are you gonna lose 4 games in a row?
All right, first of all, we're late to the party.
We are okay because we had a guest on
last week.
Well, our guest episode came out the day after the Suns lost the finals.
Yes,
and we recorded it the day before the Suns lost. So
they've lost on a Wednesday, right?
They lost on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday,
yeah.
Okay.
Tuesday night, we recorded on Monday, came out on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we didn't do a finals discussion, and I mean it's just
what's going through your mind right now?
Chris Paul disappeared.
Yeah, I gotta say,
he completely faded away into the shadows. There's a reason why we were where we were at, and it's because we were a bunch of young players who had a really good leader. And what that leads to when you have a bunch of young players. I mean, most of the players on the Suns were the age of Ryan and I. The average range of players was 23 to 25 on that team.
Yeah.
And then you had Chris Paul.
Yep.
Who's a 36-year-old, 16 years in the league, first finals.
Yeah.
And you win the first 2 games, and you're halfway there, and then you just disappear off the face of the earth in terms of impact on the game and in terms of... And you see it, not only did he not score as much and not, do as much, but the other players just also faded away because when you lose 4 straight after being halfway to victory... It's just it goes to show you that something completely changed drastically.
So what happened, do you think? Because they were looking so...
They were looking so good, dude.
It was a confident
after they went up, after they went up 2-0, all the freaking... Because here's the thing. I'm a big consumer of sports, media on television. I follow the YouTube channels.
Frank called the sweep, too, at that point.
I did. I called it when we were watching Game 5.
I mean, you kind of weren't...
Remember when you came over for Game 5?
I mean, when it was 2-0, we went out drinking.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I think we can sweep.
Oh, you mean I called that sweep? I thought
it was
you meant...
a very loose
I thought you meant I called the sweep of them winning 4-0.
The anti-sweep.
The anti-sweep,
Not really a sweep.
It's not a sweep, but it feels like one.
It's almost worse.
It is.
Because
they got halfway there.
To you, and a lot of the other Arizona fans... you get your hopes up, You got 2-0 up, and you're like, wow, we're a really solid team, and you guys are.
And not only that, but...
And then you just go...
All the sports media, all the headlines are, Chris Paul's going to win his first title.
Yeah.
Suns are going to win the title.
Yeah.
Bucks can't do it. It's just... That's what made it so tough, is just the shift in narrative.
Yeah.
Was just such a 180, which it makes sense. It's just the way the game goes. When you win 2 games in a row and then you lose the next 4, the shift in that, that's the way to most drastically shift a narrative, I think, in an NBA Finals, is to go up 2-0 and then lose 4 in a row. Mm-hmm, and I call it that because nobody's ever gone up 3-0 and then lost. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you really want to cap it at the biggest I'm on top of you in an
realistic
NBA. Yeah, the biggest
joke.
The most realistic choke in the NBA is being up 2-0 and then just blowing it 4 losses in a row.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. And what hurt the most is that, being a team that hadn't made the playoffs since 2010.
So sorry.
No, but being a team that hadn't made the playoffs since 2010.
Yeah.
And we're just known as for the last decade as a bottom of the heap team. And then to suddenly just get Chris Paul and then make it to the finals.
Yeah.
And then go up to 0.
Yeah.
At that point, it just sucks because at that point right there, that happiness moment I still remember the moment of being like winning that game and being like, all right, halfway there. I still remember standing up on the couch and being just freaking excited. Like, all right, halfway there, 2 more, almost there.
Yep.
The worst thing to do in that moment, we did. Which
what was that?
Lose 4 in a row.
Oh, okay.
The worst possible thing to happen after that last moment of happiness. So the last moment of happiness for our season.
I mean, there's not much else you can do at that point besides win.
It would have felt better if they would have made it 7 games.
I get okay,
or won a game in the middle. The Bucks won 2 and then we won and then they won 2, or they won 1 and then we won and then we lost.
Yeah.
Hell, I'm not gonna lie to you. Blowing a 3-1 lead would have, to me, felt better than doing what we did. It would have. Because blowing a 3-1 lead would have meant that we went to a Game 7 and lost at home. And it was and as a fan, I got the most out of the series. I got 7 games. I got the excitement of being tied in Game 7 and all that.
Yeah.
Really the way it was lost was pretty much there was 2 worse ways. There was getting swept by them, losing 4 games in a row, and then there was going up 2-0 and then losing 4 games in a row. I feel like that was the 1-2. So I can't complain that much because, I got the second worst of the situations as a fan, but it still hurt like hell. And I think the thing that sums it up, the video little clip that, is floating on the internet that sums it up is... Ryan already knows about it because it sums it up. It's just
Devin Booker.
It's just Devin Booker. The buzzer sounds and the celebration starts. The confetti starts.
5 seconds after,
and he just looks at the scoreboard and he just says, "Damn." And it's that's all. And it's just like,
I mean, I don't know what happened with them, man. I really don't because
I felt like
super solid. And okay, tell me this because I don't remember.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the first 2 games. Mm-hmm. Did Giannis play in the first 2 games?
He did. He played all 6 games, yeah.
Okay. So, to me, I don't really know what could have changed tactically.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bucks were always a big team. They always played bigger than the Suns.
I'm really not kidding you. They played the same in every game. It just, Chris Paul, really, his leadership and his heart just went away.
In what way, though? I saw the stat. I think it might have been Game 5.
Yeah.
Game 5, where they showed a stat towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
And they were like, what do the Suns have to do in this next game? What do they have to do? And the announcer, he pulls up this stat, and it's the Suns were 37 to 20 in points without Devin Booker and Chris Paul on the floor. Okay, so when Chris Paul's on the floor and Devin Booker's not, they're 37 and 21.
Yeah, well,
does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Which is a really bad stat.
Yeah, you don't want to when they didn't have their 2 best players, they were
quote unquote
super
the second or first best player of the team.
Yeah. When they didn't have them, they were doing terrible. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, Chris Paul's on the floor, Devin Booker's not, and they're that's sort of the spread, if you will.
Yeah,
and that to me was like, wow, I didn't know really that he was playing that bad. You know, I mean, you imagine if you have Chris Paul on the floor, things aren't going that bad. I mean, you can't imagine that you're going down by 16 points or whatever. So
yeah, but they not only had that problem of playing best when Devin Booker was on the floor, but they also had the problem of the Bucks were just out rebounding them.
Yeah, well, what could they do different though? I mean, Crowder was playing center for a while. I thought that was kind of dumb. I mean,
yeah, and they lost. I mean, they lost Dario Saric to the torn ACL, but I still don't think that was a big deal. Like,
do they have anyone taller than Ayton and Crowder? Because if they do,
dude, this is
just throw them in.
Well, yeah,
that's my idea. Like literally,
they have Frank Kaminsky. That was it. That was the only
coach,
tall guy. They had the only other tall guy.
If I'm the coach and I'm seeing this,
yeah,
I'm literally just, I don't care if he's on the freaking G League. I'm pulling him up, and I'm like, your job is to rebound that ball.
Yeah, no,
that's what I'm doing.
But here's what I'm saying is like,
especially Game 7. Go ahead.
This is what I mean about the whole Chris Paul leadership and disappearing. Yeah. Is that we had been the smaller team for the entire playoff run.
Yeah.
Like, we really had. The Lakers had bigger guys. Like, the Lakers had Drummond. They had LeBron.
Clippers were bigger.
The Clippers were bigger. The Nuggets had Jokic. Like, like the teams we played were bigger. And we got through them all because we played hard and we played like a team. Like, we played like you know what? I got to say, the Suns' run, to me, was very similar to the Heat's run to the finals. It was like,
that's true.
It was a team that you didn't see coming, and when the playoffs started, they just got so hot and just kept it rolling. And then when they got to the finals, like, to me, the Heat lost because they were just outmatched in the finals.
They lost 4-1 though, right?
No, the Heat lost. It was also 6 games. It was also 6 games.
Okay.
Yeah.
4-2.
And yeah, I think the Heat lost because they were just, they had Bam Adebayo and Goran Dragic both get injured.
Yeah.
And then I just think they were also just outmatched talent-wise just because LeBron and AD were both healthy and ready to go. So
Jimmy Butler, Game 5, I think it was, where he had like 41 points.
Yeah, he went off. And
I was like, wow, you're the man, dude.
And then remember, Danny Green missed the game-winning shot in Game 5.
Yes.
And that's what made it a Game 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you had situations, and then with the Suns, I felt like the same thing leading up to the finals. Like, this is a team that's just like, they're winning because they're such a team, and they're just loving playing with each other, and they're having a good time, and they're all clicking.
Yeah.
And it just works. The whole setup worked with the young guns led by the veteran. But then once they get to the finals, it's like, I don't know. Chris Paul he flamed out. I don't know.
So that's kind of who. I mean, I don't want to say you're putting blame on anyone here, but if you were to say what went wrong,
it was Chris Paul.
Chris Paul.
And you got to look at it from. I've been watching the Suns, since I was 10, and when we lost Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire, that's when things went downhill. And then we got Devin Booker, and even with Devin Booker, we were never a winning team because the players around him and his coaches just kept getting changed. Everything just kept getting changed.
Yeah,
and then we got that nice little 8-0 bubble run, which was done with our young core.
Yep.
And then we just added Chris Paul and Jay Crowder. And, we know, like, who's more impactful? Obviously, Chris Paul.
Yeah.
And then you look at what happened. So it's like, it's kind of like the reason why I see it as mostly Chris Paul's fault is because you were to take that 8-0 bubble team without Chris Paul and throw them in against the Milwaukee Bucks in the finals, they wouldn't have won. That's what I'm saying. They would have gotten swept.
Oh, okay.
I really think Chris Paul was the X factor that took us from the team.
Game 1 and 2.
Yeah, but just in the playoff run in general.
I get you, yeah.
Adding Chris Paul was seriously the X factor to becoming a finals team. Because we had Devin Booker for many years, and we had many different young teams around him circulating. He had all these, and it was always a losing record. And then he got this one team, this young team that went 8-0, and then suddenly they add Chris Paul, and they're 51-21, and they're in the NBA Finals.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, clearly Chris Paul is the X factor. And you see them, never face elimination leading up to the finals, and then they face elimination in the finals, and they blow it. So it's like, because I see without Chris Paul,
no, I hear you, man.
They wouldn't have done any of that.
They wouldn't have been there.
They wouldn't have been there without Chris Paul. So that's
you
why
gotta give him credit, but also
give him the blame.
Yeah.
Like, why did it disappear when you were halfway there?
Yeah, man. I'd love to. I mean, actually, I would hate to be in the locker room at that time, but I'd also kind of love to be like a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
Not have like input in and stuff like that. Just see the vibe and stuff.
Exactly. And I can't even get that. I'm not. I mean, I'm putting the blame on Chris Paul for sure, the majority of the blame. But
you're mad, but you're not mad.
But I'm not mad at him. Like, if I were to meet him in person, like, I would still give him a hug and probably like cry because like I really did cry when they made the finals. Like, it meant so much to me.
Yeah.
So he still means the world to me. But it's just like if I'm being honest, like that's the truth of it to me.
Yeah, no, I get you. So what happens here? What are you thinking for next year? I mean, I've heard rumors about Chris Paul leaving,
going to the Lakers,
trades, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
What do you think is happening? You're keeping Monty Williams.
Definitely keeping Monty Williams. Definitely
Obviously
keeping Ayton and Booker.
Ayton Booker, right?
And I think if somebody offers Chris Paul more money and more years, I think that he'll go there.
I don't imagine that's going to be the Lakers, though. I can't imagine.
I don't know who it's going to be. My guess is the Suns offer him either 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
And I'm assuming it's like 20 to 25 million for 1 or 2 years. And that being said, there's also the chance that another team offers him like 45 million or 40 million for 3 years. So it's really, I really don't know. I just, that's my best guess on it. So now it's just like, what does Chris Paul want? Does he want more time in the league and more money, or does he want less time in the league and less money with the same team he just went to the finals with? Because during the post-game press conference when they lost the finals in Game 6, Game 6, he says, "Oh, back to work." Like it's just like, this loss stings, but it's back to work.
I always hate when people do that. To be honest,
it's the cliche.
But it's just like
it's super cliche.
It's a cop out.
It's
cliched.
It's a major cop out.
It's like, how do you feel? Where do you go from here? It's like,
back to work.
Back to work. It's like, shut up, bro. You're not going back to work tomorrow. Like, what is going through your mind? And
yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting here criticizing as I'm drinking a White Claw in my, in my parents' home. So like it's totally fine. But at the same time, it's like, come on, like you're like one of the most iconic players ever to be in the NBA. You would never won a championship.
And this was your first finals.
This is your first finals.
And you just lost.
And you're getting asked questions.
And you're like, oh, I'm just back to work.
That's like, come on, man. I'm sorry.
It is very... I'm not going to lie. I'm glad you said that, because that answer also made me mad. I was like, bro...
Back to work?
Like, can you be honest right now? Because, like, this hurts me so much, and I am a guy who... like isn't actually literally part of the team, and like you're literally part of the team. You gotta feel like this has to be a front, because I feel so shitty right now, and you have to feel so shitty right now.
He obviously doesn't want to be interviewed, which I understand.
Yeah.
Which is probably the NBA's fault for scheduling them right after the freaking game, and they're like, "How do you feel right now?" And Chris Paul's like, I feel like I lost.
Dude,
it's like, my God, man. Come on.
That's one of the best things about sports, though, is that you imagine a fan. Like, imagine if fans were treated like athletes, and you brought the fans in for press conference questions after the game. Dude, the fans would go off. Like if you asked me how I felt about the Game 6, like I would give you like the amount of time and the amount of information and thoughts that I just gave on this podcast. So that just goes to show you that the difference between being a fan and consuming the game, and then actually being on the team and consuming the game,
and constantly having to talk about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, fans love to talk about it, just like I love to talk about it, because we don't have a stage and a audience to talk about it all the time. And then you have the players who have to actually live the moment.
There's also
and then they also have to talk about
words,
it,
right? Like,
that's
just the big thing, is like everything they say is going to be posted
Yep.
all over online, so it's a lot tougher for them to articulate, without people hating on them, which is so tough.
Yeah, it's and that's the reason why we get so many cliche textbook answers, because
they work.
Because they work, and
they shut the person up.
And not everybody wants to be. Not everybody wants to make things, because you think about it, those interviews are routine to them. They're just a part of they're part of the job.
Yeah,
and it'd be like if you were working at like I don't know, you're checking somebody out at the grocery store, and imagine if you made a person coming through the checkout, if you made some big deal about it. Like they get eggs, and you're like, oh my God, 12 eggs? What are you doing? I think like they just like took everything over the top and just like went crazy with every item.
Yeah,
that would become like a weird thing. Like it would just like stand out. It would be like
it would be super weird.
It'd be super weird, and the person buying the food would be like, oh my God, I'm going to tell everyone about this, and then everybody in the store would be filming and like, oh my God, like what the hell is this? And it's kind of like the same thing with the athletes. They don't want to get up there and create a moment that is immediately like, oh my God, this is the talk of right now.
Yeah,
like they're like right. They're like, this is the shitty part of the job, and I don't want the shitty part of the job to get all the attention. I want the part of the job to get all the attention is like me catching amazing throws or making amazing shots or hitting amazing home runs,
how I
like
play
that.
Basically.
Exactly. I want that to be the attention. I want this to just like get swept under the rug. So I'm going to be super boring.
Yeah.
Like you just think about Marshawn Lynch. Like all he said was, "I'm just here so I won't get fined," and that lives on in infamy. And he just said like 5 or 6 words.
Yeah, it's true.
And it lives on forever. And it's like, and that's the example of like, just why a lot of the time people talking live on camera to a camera, addressing something in real life is usually cliche and boring. It's just, it's the way it is.
I mean, we can't put ourselves in their shoes.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, and that's why when you see someone like a random person on the street, like, oh, ABC 7 News on this street corner, we're interviewing this person. Usually they're like things like like
they go off,
like like the fucker right in the pussy one. Like that guy. Like,
well, he wasn't even being interviewed, was he? Oh yeah,
he was. But that's an example of like, the difference between someone who that's part of their everyday thing, and then the person who's just like, oh my God, I got a chance to do this. It's like, let's go crazy.
Yeah, that guy is particularly weird though, because I don't know anyone that would do that. I mean, I know some people that would mess around maybe, like you see people like behind the camera, they'll like wave or like do something funny. But that's kind of crazy to do.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we only have so many rooms for so many internet memes. Is not, you think about it, there's probably a lot of people every day trying to be meme worthy. And it's not all hitting. You think about how many
the fake stuff.
Yeah,
the fake stuff's the worst.
Think about how many people out there, and like there's 7-8 billion people in the world.
Something like that.
Think about all the different interactions and things that are happening every second, and think about all the people attempting to like do something meme worthy. I feel like it has to be a natural thing.
It's like a meme has competition.
A meme has to come out of something organic almost.
Yeah.
You can't force a meme.
I always find it kind of cool when
maybe you can. I don't know.
Well, there's always a bunch of new
I don't know
memes
the background of all memes, Maybe there's a meme.
There's this new meme that's going around.
You go ahead. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And it's a Star Wars meme.
Yeah.
From not the original trilogy, but the
prequel trilogy, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, or Phantom Menace. Which one?
I think it's the first movie, actually.
So Phantom Menace, okay.
And it's Padme and Anakin.
Yeah.
And Anakin, like, it's his face, and he's like suggesting something, and then Padme is like, "Oh, so it's gonna come with this, right?"
Yeah.
And then Anakin's face gets all serious, and then it's the same line again, and Padme is a little worried. Star Wars came out like, what was it, 10, 15 years ago? Those prequels. So
yeah, almost 20 years ago.
And the meme is just now coming out. Think of it. That's kind of cool. You know?
And you know what that reminds me of? What? Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah.
You have 9 of them, and they've been coming out in the movie theater since 2001. For 20 years, Fast and Furious movies have been being made.
Oh,
and
family.
This is what I'm saying. It's the family theme has run throughout all the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it has just only recently blown up into a meme, which is really interesting because I remember laughing at family lines all the way back in 2013, in Fast 6. And then before that in Fast 5.
Yeah.
And that's the 5th movie. That's 4. Like, they've been doing the family. But just suddenly, recently, for some reason, with the 9th movie, it was like the perfect time with the internet and the release to just like now all family memes are everywhere.
The perfect storm,
it's man. It's the perfect storm, dude.
Yeah, I honestly haven't been getting half of those memes. Like, they're in actually, like, I watch, I follow this programming humor subreddit.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll be like this stupid thing about coding, and then they'll just slap like Vin Diesel's head on something and be like Family Matters. It's like, I don't even understand what this means. But
well, they're just slapping his head on the family next to the Family Matters logo because there's family in the title of the game show, and then Vin Diesel's all about family in the Fast and Furious franchise.
It's just
here's the thing about memes. You can't think too hard about them. They're usually very surface level.
That's true.
They're usually immediate. Like, what's your reaction? Oh yeah, that's what it means. Like, it's usually not that complicated.
Original meme. What do you think of?
original meme. The frog comes to my mind.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the frog. I don't know why the frog comes. But also, what comes to my mind is I don't even know if meme would be right for this, but the one of the early viral YouTube videos of the kid finding out his Warcraft account got banned or canceled. His mom canceled his Warcraft account.
I don't know if I consider it a meme, but go ahead.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
I actually don't.
It's the one where like the really skinny white kid is like he's screaming about his World of Warcraft account getting canceled, and like the video starts with this younger white kid with like braces. He's like talking with like a lisp. He's like, "Oh my god, my mom just canceled his Warcraft account," and then like he sets down like, and he's talking like super close into the camera, like like right in his face, and he sets the camera down on like a dresser or whatever, and then he runs out of the room. And then he runs out of the room and like 2 seconds pass. And then another kid.
It's got to be fake, right?
It is. It's a fake video.
Yeah.
And it wasn't revealed till years later that it was fake.
Is this part of that like extreme freak out guy?
Well,
where he starts shoving like the remote toy up his ass.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So
that is awesome.
So it's funny because you see the one kid who's like, "Oh my god, my brother's about to freak out," and he walks out of the room, and then the brother immediately walks in. And the brother's just like, he's like,
oh my god, dude.
The camera's pretty much just shooting like the bed and a door. And the brother walks in the door and he's just storming back and forth between like the bed and the door, walking around it. Yeah. And he's just like, and then he starts screaming. And he goes into a scream like, now that you remember what video it is, he goes into a scream that kind of sounds like a dinosaur, like a bird. Like it sounds
so.
It's so over the top. It's so unnatural. And then he ends up just like jumping into his bed and like kind of like wrapping himself in his blanket and he strips off all his clothes.
He's just in his
boxers. And then he like grabs like a DirecTV remote, like the OG, like anybody who was like anybody who had DirecTV in like 2010,
thick and square,
like the thick square one with the black and white back and like if you were a DirecTV OG, you know what I'm talking about. But he takes that DirecTV remote and he like tries to like shove it up his butt. And obviously he doesn't like shove it up his butt anyway, but he just like he just like kind of like acts like he's doing that.
I mean,
and he doesn't do it at all.
That back in the day we thought that was real.
We thought it was real, and then once you watch it knowing it's fake, you're like, oh my god, like
how did I
think this was real?
You know. But he makes it so believable.
He does, and you know what's funny? I've watched it more times post knowing it's fake.
Yeah.
Then because I only watched it, I think the first time I saw it, I thought it was real, and then I found out it wasn't real, and then like I've watched it a few times since then.
Yeah.
And it's still just as funny.
They're hilarious.
It's still just as funny.
I find it just as funny. Even now knowing that it's fake.
Exactly. It's still
because back then having the balls to do something like that on the internet was
just posting it.
It's still hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And you think about any comedy movie, everything's fake in that, and it still makes you laugh.
When you see him just try and shove that remote up his ass,
it's
hilarious.
It's hilarious because it feels like it looks like he's like, oh, he's actually trying, but obviously it's not going to work.
It's like this weird moment where you feel like he actually doesn't think he's being recorded and he's doing this legit. It's like, oh my god,
it's like this kid's a weirdo.
All right, man. On that note,
let's wrap it up.
On remotes being shoved up the ass, let's call this one. So
episode 81.
Thank you all.
The surges are
What are you feeling? Not my favorite.
Not my favorite, but I am feeling pretty good after the one can.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I've drank 3, to be honest. I think that's the level I'm on.
I do too. I feel the same way.
Yeah. So definitely, if you're trying to get a quick buzz, these are the way to go. Yeah. Personally, I prefer the other ones.
I do.
But hey, to each his own. Yeah. They're solid. Definitely. It's
fun to get the different flavors, though. I like that they did new flavors. Yeah.
I agree. I love the can design too.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe.
This has been episode 81. Peace out, everybody.
Peace out.